All right, let's jump right in. For decades, the whole world of addiction recovery has revolved around one single powerful idea. But what if that idea is broken? Today, we're going to dig into a major shift in how we think about healing, and we'll use a new platform as a case study to see exactly how this change is starting to take shape.
Now, that is a really bold statement, and it's pretty much the foundation for this whole conversation. But this isn't just some random critique, it's a diagnosis of a system that many now believe is failing millions of people. The core argument here is that the fundamental approach we take to recovery, well, it needs a serious rethink. This slide just lays out the central conflict perfectly. On one side, you have the traditional model, abstinence only. It's like a brick wall. The message is simple and absolute. Stop using or you've failed. But on the other side, there's this new philosophy emerging, behavioral awareness. And this isn't just about stopping. It's about understanding why you use in the first place. It shifts the entire focus from the substance to the self, and it turns that rigid wall into a much more open road. Okay, so let's really unpack that first big claim. Section 1. Why do so many people feel that the current recovery model is broken?
So, why is the old model seen as so broken? Well, the central argument is that it's just not in sync with modern neuroscience anymore. We understand now that addiction isn't some simple lack of willpower, it's deeply, deeply connected to our behaviors and our mental health. So, when you ignore that complexity, the abstinence only model starts to feel like trying to fix a super complex engine with, I don't know, a single wrench. It's just not the right tool for the job. And this just perfectly illustrates the practical problem for anyone seeking help right now. It's a total mess. It's a chaotic, fragmented landscape. You might be juggling a private Facebook group over here, a bunch of different Zoom meetings, a mentor you found somewhere on social media, and then workbooks from some other website. There's just no central, reliable place to go, and that creates so much confusion right when you need clarity the most.
Okay, so if the old system is scattered and flawed, what's the alternative? Let's move on to Section 2 and see how this all builds toward a new recovery framework.
So this is the core idea right here, behavioral awareness recovery. It's an approach that completely shifts the focus from just stopping a substance to understanding the patterns, the triggers, and the underlying mental health stuff that's actually driving the behavior. It's really about getting to the root cause. So what does that actually look like? Well, it means putting mental health first as the absolute foundation for recovery. It's about building self-awareness so you can explore your own personal relationship with a substance, not just accept some generic label. This whole approach lines up with modern science, and this is key, it embraces harm reduction, which basically just means meeting people wherever they are on their journey.
Now, this all sounds pretty good in theory, right? But how does it actually turn into a real tool that people can use? Let's get into Section 3, the solution in practice.
Hey, remember that super scattered system of resources we were just talking about? Well, the solution being proposed here is to bring all of that together into one centralized digital home. And in this case, it's an app called Cali Sober. And that phrase all in one is absolutely crucial here. This isn't just one feature. It's the whole shebang, an entire ecosystem. You've got a community hub, a way to match with mentors, journaling tools, educational modules, even AI support. And get this, it also has a resource map for essentials like shelters and food banks. The whole idea is to create a single complete support system all on one platform. Okay, now here's what makes this so different. This platform is not starting from zero. Most apps launch and then they have to go out and find an audience. This one is doing the complete opposite. It's building a dedicated home for a huge, super engaged community that's already out there. And just how big is this community we're talking about? Well, it's built on a foundation of 840,000 followers on just a single Facebook page. Add to that another 70,000 followers on Instagram. And at the very heart of it all, a core group of 20,000 active community members. So you see, the audience isn't some future goal. They are here right now, and they're waiting for this. So that brings up a really important question. Why is this big shift happening right now? In Section 4, we're going to look at the timing and all the cultural forces that are making this possible. This new approach isn't just happening in a vacuum. It's being lifted up by three massive cultural waves. First, the idea of harm reduction is moving from the fringes into the mainstream. It's even being accepted in a lot of medical communities. Second, mental health is finally becoming a global priority, not something to hide. And third, younger generations, They're looking for real community and self-awareness, not rigid top-down rules. And if you look at it from a market perspective, this is a seriously powerful convergence. This new model sits right at the intersection of three huge industries: the $42 billion addiction treatment market, the $26 billion digital mental health space, and the $10 billion plus behavioral wellness market. The potential here, when you combine all that, is just enormous. All right, for our final section, let's zoom out and look at the even bigger picture here, because the future is behavioral. This really gets to the heart of the entire vision, you know? The mission isn't just about addiction recovery. It's about something way more universal, helping people understand their own behavior so they can get back in the driver's seat and actually change their lives for the better. And this just shows you how broad that mission really is. A model based on behavioral awareness isn't just for substance use, not at all. The very same principles can be applied to managing mental health, learning how to regulate your emotions, tackling other behavioral addictions, think social media or food, and really for overall personal growth for just about anyone. So, we'll leave you with this one final thought to chew on. What if the whole goal of recovery isn't just about the act of stopping something, but it's really about the journey of starting to understand yourself on a much, much deeper level?